Today, I'm excited. We've been talking about the voices from our past, Mother Dorothy Brooks. We've been talking about the voices of our present. We heard from Fernando Leonard, and now we're talking about the voices of our future. We talked to Ebony and Pastor Jordan, and now I was scrolling through Facebook, and I saw this young lady, and she was giving her thoughts about what was going on, and she arrested me. I had to stop my scroll, sit back, and just listen to this young lady speak, and I said to myself, oh God, I've got to get her on Generationally Speaking so that she can share with the world her thoughts and her insights. So I'm excited. I'm happy to welcome Miss Little Amari Lewis. Hi, Amari.
Hi,
It's good to have you.
thank you.
So Amari, tell our audience, our listening audience, share with us, first of all, how old are you?
I'm 10 years old.
10 years old, Amari, with such wisdom. What grade have you been promoted to?
Fifth grade.
Fifth grade. And what are some of your favorite subjects?
Um, some of my favorite subjects is math, music, French, and gym.
You did say French, right?
Yes,
So you're learning French?
yes.
Do you have any expression you can share with us right now in French?
Uh, hmm. I
What
could
about,
say I like puppies.
I'm sorry?
I could say I like puppies.
Okay, let's hear it.
Je t'aime les chiens.
Sounds good to me. I don't speak any French.
Say bon. That's good.
All right. Let's see. Pastor Shamika, you have a question you want to ask Amira?
Hi,
Amari.
Amari. How you doing?
Amari. I'm sorry. Amari.
That's okay. So Amari, I see that you are very educated. You have a beautiful smile and great energy. So just, how are you doing in these timing when everything is going on?
Not being able to
I'm
go to
doing
school.
I'm doing good. I have my family with me, but I really just miss my friends.
You miss your friends. Do you talk to them
Yes,
over the phone? Do you talk to
yes.
them? Okay, okay. And so, being there with your family during being quarantined, what have you learned about your family that you didn't know before?
That nothing. I know everything about them.
You know everything about them.
How about your friends? So you say you talk to them on the phone, or are you FaceTiming, or do you have Zoom calls with your friends? Because I know you're up on the latest technology.
Sometimes I do a Zoom meeting with my friends.
Cool. So how was it completing your school year at home? Were your parents your teachers, and was that fun or was that rough? How was that not being able to go into school?
Um, my teachers were online schooling me, and um, it wasn't really rough. It's just that I miss how we used to do it at school. Cause when they would ask somebody to go to the board, we would all try raising our hands and trying to get picked.
Oh, cool. So were you able to participate at all being being taught by your teacher online? Did you have a way that you can participate? Or you just had
Yes.
to do, okay.
All
How did
right.
you,
So, go ahead. Go
oh no,
ahead.
go ahead, Reverend.
So now that we've learned a little bit more about you, how you're operating in quarantine there with your parents and your sisters, I know that you have your sister, one of them made a prom dress for the older sister. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Did you watch her sew that dress?
No, I gave him time to do it. Didn't try to annoy her.
So Amari, here's a question for you. You said you didn't learn anything new about your family because you already knew everything about them. What about being stuck at home? What did you learn about yourself? Was it something that you missed a whole lot, or was it something new that you found that you really like about being at home?
I forgot that I liked drawing, so I started doing that a lot, being artistic.
What type of things do you draw?
Um, well, this one time, I drew my dog. I I drew my dad a corgi.
Wow, that's
Uh,
fantastic. So now you've been quarantined at home and watching the news with your parents and talking to your grandparents. So when you see everything that's going on the news, the death of Mr. Floyd and all the protests, how does that make your heart feel?
It makes my heart feel sad
And why is that?
because George Floyd didn't really do anything to die.
Exactly. And so he didn't do anything to die. So now when you watch that, do you feel safe?
No,
Tell me why.
because police are just trying to hurt everybody, like any type of race, and it just doesn't make me feel safe in the world anymore.
My heart aches because of that, to hear you say that you don't feel safe. So tell me, what would you like to see changed?
I would like to see that police will be nice and they'd only they won't hurt people, but they give them tickets, and that protests will stop and coronavirus will go away.
Amen. So when you were on Facebook, you had a statement. Do you still have that statement that you wrote?
Yes.
Could you read it to us, please?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Um, okay. Hi, I'm Amari Lewis, and I have a speech to say. Police are acting like they have the right to kill people for no reason, but they shouldn't. Like in protest, my aunt and her daughter went to one. The police came before curfew and surrounded them. Then they pepper sprayed them for no reason. They arrested her boyfriend too. Now, that's police abusing their authorities. But we not only that, but we have to deal with racism. Racism has been around for centuries, black versus white, and I don't know why we can't just be friends. Now, coming to a 10-year-old from a 10-year-old, it's kind of sad that a young person is telling older people to just be nice to each other. And it hurts a lot to know that my kind were slaves. Now, some people are helping, but it's not enough for us to trust you. So please, help the word get around. And if Trump hears this, I just want to say that I need you to help defund some of the police and maybe help the protesters. Thank you for watching, and God bless you all, and God bless the United States of America.
Amen.
Wow.
Amen.
Wow.
Amen. Amen. I love the fact that as a 10-year-old that you have, thoughts about what you see, and you speak from this perspective of hearing about your family member being arrested. You speak from the perspective of seeing things on TV. But when you in your school, in your class, are there black children and white children?
Um, Only a little bit of white children, but there's a lot of black children. Some of them are mixed.
So and when you consider your friends, do you have friends that are not black, but maybe do you have white friends or Asian friends or Chinese friends?
I have one friend that we've been friends since preschool, and she's Chinese, Spanish.
She's Spanish.
Yes.
Okay. And so when you think about the white children who are at school, is there a reason why you don't have them as friends?
No, just some of them are mean to me.
Some of them are mean to you, and do you know why?
No.
Okay. But your other friend that you've been knowing for years, you all have always gone to school together. Is that how you became friends?
Yes.
Okay.
We were at one school and then somehow we got to the same school.
Okay. And so you'll be going to fifth grade in September, right?
Yes.
So are you going to try to extend your friendship to people of other colors so that you all can build this coalition and learn more about each other and learn how to love each other?
Yes.
Yes. You think that's important?
Yes.
All right. All right. Minister Durham, you have thought?
Yes, yes. Amari, that was an awesome statement. I love your statement. Thank you so much for sharing it. A few questions about your statement. What made you decide to sit down and put those words on paper or to type those words into the computer?
Um, One night I was watching the news with my grandparents and um I just felt like that I wanted to write something to help get the word around.
Wow, I think that is so awesome, and really, you're teaching a lot of us and these viewers a great lesson, because it's important to be able to articulate your thoughts, to be able to share in a constructive way what you're thinking. What you had you had a plan, you had an ask in your statement. You had something that you wanted people to do. What made you decide to put that in there? Because a lot of times people just share how they're feeling, and then they just go on the rant and that's it. But I love that you had an ask where you asked other people to do stuff, and even the president of the United States. So what made you decide to put that in your statement?
No, it's just that I want people to see it and maybe like help.
Oh, Roadie, I have a question for you because I was gonna say, I see her dad peeping on the side. Let's see what Amari's dad just has to say. I just wanted to hear some great things about Amari that you love about her.
Oh man, it's her energy. It's something about her that even if, like, some people get down and they can kind of stay in there,
Hmm.
she doesn't. She kind of like finds a way to find joy quickly. So she just has a very positive energy and a positive attitude. I think she gets it from her father. I'm not sure, and like very loving and caring. Like I can say the girl is constantly kissing up on me. I love you, Dad. Love you, Dad. And she's just like that with everybody. Just a real caring and loving person. Energetic. Wants to do everything under the sun. Will cook you breakfast, and help with dinner. But it's still, she's still a kid, and she doesn't try to be older than what she is. She still acts 10 years old, and that's what I love about her, that she's just being herself.
What does it mean? What does it mean to you, Rhoda, to hear her say, "I want to be like my dad"?
Oh, that just warmed my heart. Um, but no, it's cool because I write and I do poetry, and then they see me doing the acting at the church, and I actually had done the speech myself. Um, a few days before she wanted to write her thing, and like her inspiration to write that, I think it kind of came from me doing what I wrote, and then her older sisters going to the protest, and she just feel like she had to be a part of it, and it makes me feel good that she does look like. I want to make sure that I'm doing my part as well, and if I can influence at least my daughter to have more influence on the world, then that's all you can ask for. Because sometimes they say if you can just touch one person, you can change. You can start change. So I guess I'm touching her, and hopefully she'll carry it on. Probably even better than me, because I didn't start writing like this at 10 years old. I was almost 20 years old before I started writing things like that. So it does make me feel good that she does look at me as a positive influence.
How did you and your wife, find that way to allow her to have her freedom of thought and not try to, pigeonhole her and don't say this, you should say it like, but you allowed her to write out her thoughts. How did you all grow into that aspect of your parenting that you were able to give your children that freedom?
Well, you don't want to cage them. I have this, look at this sister real quick. The baby's crying now. But I have this I guess logo that I try to live by, and it's like, think outside the box. Like, everybody's so caught up in the box, and if you think about it, you can be caught up in the box even if it's just the TV. Like, you got to get outside the box. You have to think for yourself. You have to have some type of critical thinking skills. And again, because her mom is an excellent writer, but she's more so like the work analytical. She writes things down like that, and I'm kind of like the artist writer. So we always encourage them to write. I mean, even since they were babies, I would encourage them to just freestyle in the car. I just cut a beat on and say something, and just make them start rapping, just so they can, get used to just using their thoughts and saying them. So it's for her. And she actually came to me that night and said, "Dad, I want to write something." I said, "Okay." And 20 minutes later, she came back and was like, "This is what I got." And she pieced it together. Obviously, I would help her with some grammar issues, but other than that, those were her words. Yeah,
So
I didn't give her any idea or, say, "Oh, say this." The only thing I helped her say was, "God bless you all, and God bless these United States of America." I just thought that was cute. But other than that, yeah, all of those thoughts and the way that it was put together was strictly on her.
I think that this really warms my heart, and this is, the hashtag, that we use, that Black Lives Matters, that we see that, fathers who have been slain and murdered, and hung publicly, publicly or not publicly, like, it matters, because they're pouring into their children. Our men, our families are pouring. It's more than just seeing someone on the street. It's more than just racial profiling someone. This is somebody's father. This is somebody's uncle. This is someone that's teaching, their child their heritage, that's pouring into them to let them know that they're strong and, you're brave, and this is what our name means. Someone that's building and raising their children to be a great influence and impact in the society and the world around us. So when I hear Black Lives Matters, when I see fathers, it's like, this is why it matters, because it's more than just seeing a physical body. It's more than that. This is this man, this human being, this purpose-driven, God-given person on this earth, is doing something, and like, my heart, I'm like really tearing up now, because it matters. And I think that we need to see it even more, and see these interviews even more, to showing that she loves her daddy. Her daddy is doing something. Her daddy is pouring into her. And we need this. And there's a household of parents who are in unity with each other, raising their children to be someone great, We're not just seeing, it's not just, okay, this man is just a single father and not, doing anything, or just being a menace to society. Like, no, you don't put me in a box. I'm pouring into my baby. I'm pouring into my children. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think what we've been seeing over the years is the Black man being lynched in the press. The black man being shown in the most negative light that they could show the black man, especially the black male father. And I thank God for yesterday when the black fathers marched to show the world that this press that you sent out about black men not being present in their children's lives is a lie from the very pit of hell. And here we are
Yeah.
today, and we have this father, and he's with his wife, and they have these daughters. And here he is a perfect example. Shamika, you and your husband Wesley, Minister Durham, you and your wife and your daughter, you all are showing the world that the press that's being put out on the black man and the black father is nothing but a lie. Nothing but a lie.
Yeah, it's even in this, like, it's this one kind of hit different. You've seen the different types of incidents with the black men that have been killed and you know, in that case, but this one kind of hit different just because of the nonchalantness of
Hmm.
the guy that you say his name, Derek Chauvin, but that that one hit different because it's like they're smiling in our face
Hmm.
as they're doing it. So what I initially will immediately start teaching, let's go to these amendments and let's learn our constitutional rights. Let's start. Um, let's know this, because even if something does happen, you might not be able to stop it, but at least you have the words and the knowledge to say what
Hmm.
you know, your right you have. So you could, at least have some type of um, backing behind you or some type of support, because you know, like they say, knowledge is power. So
Hmm.
if they're not teaching, if they're just skimming over these constitutional rights and our amendments while we're in school, but pressing down on making sure you know your algebra and what y plus x equals, and but you're not teaching us how to protect ourselves with our words, I'm not with that. So we're learning that and we're writing them down. We're on Amendment 6, but we're trying to, I'm trying to instill in them the laws that they have for them and not the laws that are against them.
Pastor Shamika, I think I heard you say your parents taught you though the Constitution and all these other things. And so you hear it again. Minister Durham, what do you hear as a black father?
Well, I mean, he's saying exactly what we need to do. We need to prepare our children to live fruitful lives and to be able to take care of themselves and to speak up for themselves. So, I mean, I commend you, Roadie, for doing an excellent job, and continue to the great work that you are doing, because it is a great work. Reverend Smith talk about the Nehemiah principle that I try and live by. And the Nehemiah principle is, I'm doing a great work and I cannot come down. Why should the work stop while I leave it to come down to you? Just stay on your wall, continue to do your great work, continue to be that example for your kids, and to pour into them and to share those things, and even bring some of their friends along with them, because
Right.
maybe their friends are not getting it the way that your children are receiving it. I try to pour into not just my daughter, but also her friends and everybody else I can get my hands on. So whoever
Good
God
enough.
brings in my path, I think as fathers, and especially if we look at it community-wise as Black fathers, we're responsible for more than just our household. We should also be leaders in our communities and touch as many lives as we can, because that's what we're here for. We're here to serve other people, and we can serve them best by pouring into them and preparing them to be positive contributors to society.
Amen. Well,
Absolutely.
as we prepare to close out, uh, uh, Brother Lewis, I'm going to give you the last word on words of encouragement that you will give out to fathers who may be listening in, because your daughters have a diversity of gifts. They're just not all monolithic, but they come with their own gifting. So share with the Black fathers out there and mothers a life lesson you'd like to leave with them.
Oh, you put me on the spot, Ram Smith. Okay. Uh, well, again, you understand that they're children, so allow them to express. I think that's probably the biggest thing, that I try to let them express themselves. And obviously, man, just being involved and engaging. Um, I'm not a TikTok person, but I do some TikTok with my babies. I'm not a social media. This y'all saw me getting on here on Zoom. That was kind of difficult for me too. I just work with my hands, but I try to engage with them in all the things that they are interested in, and it's just lets them know that because I do think a generation before our generation, the fathers weren't as consistent or as dedicated as I see a lot of the fathers of today. And I think that makes a big difference in all the kids' lives because you do need the balance of parenting. It can't just be one-sided. So make sure we all, as Black fathers, are engaged in our children's lives.
Amen. Amen. So whatever you do, can I tell you, be inspired.
And
Yes,
be
ma'am.
informed.
And be transformed.
All right. See you next week. God bless.
See you next time.
God bless.
Bye. You say bye.
Bye.